everyone, Karen here again, and it is time for nesting layout number 10. Now today, I am only going to be using the largest die from the nesting set, and we're going to be making a gift bag. Now this will apply to any large die you have. I'm going to show you start to finish how I came up with all my dimensions, so you can apply this to any die you have in your stash. Alright, so once again, the largest die, number 12, is a 4x6. But once you see what I'm going to do here, you can apply this to anything you have. Now I'm going to start off with this piece of paper from Masquerade set from Crafter's Companion. Now I'm going to decide what I want the front and back of my gift bag to look like. So I'm thinking I want this gold on here to be on one side. So I'm going to tape this down and run this through my machine. And then I think I want the Shall We Dance on the back. Alright, so I've cut this piece out of here. Now I'm going to line it up for this side. I think most of the Shall We Dance can fit. So I am going to bring this down as far as I dare, tape it down, and run this through my machine. Alright, so I've cut both of them out. This will be the front and the back of my my gift bag. So I still have all this paper left here that I'm going to use for the middle. Alright, let me zoom this camera out just a little bit, maybe. Alright, so now I need to decide how much we need to go around the outside here. So I'm going to grab my ruler here. So I am going to want to go from this point here to this point here. And that is 4 3/4 is what I'm going to use. So let me get a piece of paper. Alright, so it is 4 3/4 long. Alright, so now we're going to measure the bottom. And the bottom I'm going to have go across here. So here I can go 3 1/4. 3 1/4 wide. Now, of course, I have to come back up this side, right? So this again will be 4 3/4. Okay, so that's 4 and 4 is 8, so that's 11. And then I have 3, 6, 7/4. Everybody remember your fractions here. So I need 12 inches, 12 3/4. Now my paper is only 12 inches long, so I'm going to need to take this down just a little bit. So let's see. So I need to get rid of 3/4. So I am going to take this down to, let's see, so if I take this to 4 1/4 on this side, so here's 4 1/4. So it would come across here, and then I'll bring it up a little bit here. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is what you have to do. So you'll measure the one side across the bottom and figure out what the whole length is. And then decide based on the size paper you have if you have to adjust this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down 4 1/4, 3 1/4, and then back up 4 1/4. Okay? So now we also have to decide how wide I want to make this. So I have paper, let's see, I have plenty of paper left here because I have 5.5 inches. So I'm thinking I'll go with a 3-inch gift bag here. So if I want it to be 3 inches wide, I have to add more because I'm going to have to attach it. So if I want to attach a 1/4 inch or even a 1/2 inch, whatever you like to do, I think I'm going to make these tabs a little bit bigger so it will be a little stronger since it's a gift bag. So I'm going to add a 1/2 inch for one side that I have to attach it to, and another 1/2 inch here. So if I want a 3-inch bag, add 1 inch. So I'm going to make this a 4-inch strip. Alright, so I'm going to cut this at 4 inches, and I'm going to use the whole 12 inches here. I hope that was clear. Just follow along and you'll see where I'm headed here. Alright, so I'm going to use the whole 12 inches here. So I'm going to take the piece I have left. I am going to bring it over to 4 inches. And we're going to cut that off. So now let's bring the scoreboard and my paper here. What I decided. So I decided I'm going to go 4 1/4. So I'm going to go 4 1/4. And I'm going to flip it around so I don't have to do all the math and go 4 1/4 down this way. So now this will be my sides. And that will be the middle of my bag. Okay, so now we need to make our tabs, which I said we're going to make a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go a 1/2 inch down this way. I'm going to flip it over and go a 1/2 inch on this side. And now this will be the thickness of our bag. So let me grab my scissors. I think it's a little easier to see this on this side, so I'm going to do this side. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut at the score lines here. And I'm just going to make some little tabs. I'm going to cut this away a little bit just to give me a little extra leeway here as I fold it. And I know it's not going to come up over the top of the bag, so I'm going to leave the top straight. Let's cut that. And cut this. There we go. Get the papers out of the way. Alright, so now I'm going to fold this because I'm going to want the pretty side to the outside. And these will get folded in. So this is going to be the shape of our gift bag. Alright, so I'm going to start here with the center. So this part here, I am going to line up with the whitest part here and fold that down. And I'm going to make sure it's straight. So I'm just measuring these 2 points right here. It should be right at the edges. Alright, that's all nice and straight. So now we will put glue here. And this is going to fold up. I'll hold it this way so you can see what I'm doing here. And you're going to line that up with the outside of your die. So now we'll do the other side. And this part will come up. And I'll put it down this way so I can put some pressure on it. So now we're going to do the other side. Once again, I'm going to put some glue in the bottom. I'm going to line this up with the whitest part here. So that's attached right there. So then we'll put glue up this side, glue up this side. Make sure you go across the top. You want a nice seal on the top. And we'll bring this up to the corner. Give that a squeeze. We'll line this one up. And I'm going to lay it down. I know you're not going to be able to see this part. I'm just putting my hand in here and pressing it down. Just give it a good press. So there we go. Now we have this little gift bag. This is really quite a large gift bag. So let's go over this, what we did again. We measured down the side here, which we decided you were going to do 4 1/4 inches. This across the bottom was 3 1/4, and up the top was another 4 1/4 to make our box. Now this thickness here, you can pick whatever you want. Now if you wanted to, you could put an extra fold here and here, which would allow the gift bag to fold, but I'm just going to let it fold naturally here. I'm just going to hold it closed and just let it decide where it wants to fold. But it should be about 1.5 inches if you wanted to do it that way. We're just going to give it a little, just a little here. There we go. I'm just going to give it a little pinch on the top. There. There. So now it will close. Here we go. Now it just has a little pinch there. Alright, so now we just are left to decorate the front. So I'm going to make the Shall We Dance the back. And on the front, I have more pieces from Masquerade. I have the mask, and I have a Celebrate. So I am thinking I'm going to put the mask here and Celebrate across the bottom here. Maybe the mask at a little bit more of an angle, like this. So let me glue the mask together, because this was a 2-piece set. Alright, so this is the Masquerade mask. And this had the shadow and the mask. I will say the mask is very delicate when you pull it out, so be careful when you're pulling that out, if you have this one in your stash. And then this is just a word Celebrate. Alright, so let's glue this together. Oh, I have a couple pieces here that didn't come out. Okay, there we go. And the background piece here, that's just some gold glitter card. This piece here was a piece I had left over from Hunky Dory from a long time ago. And it's just a mirror card that had a lot of different colors in it. Apparently I can't glue and talk at the same time. So just put glue wherever you feel like it will fit. And I'm just going to rub my finger over this and spread it out a little bit. Dab it a little bit. There we go. Alright, I think that's going to need a minute to stick. Alright, so I'm thinking just to Celebrate like this and the mask like that. So let me just put some glue on the back of the Celebrate. I'm just going to dab it on here in a couple little spots and spread it out with my finger. Alright, we have Celebrate. Oh, that E moved a little bit. There we go. I mean, if you have to, put your hand inside the bag so you can put some pressure on it. Now this, I think I'm going to put that up on foam. I'm going to use some thick foam. Give it some height. What's a project without foam? definitely needed a little foam. And I'm just going to lay this like this. So now we have this. Look at that. Let all the pattern paper do the work with the mask and the celebrate. Here we go. So now I just need to make something to close in on top. So I'm just going to get my hole punch. Alright, so I'm going to use the crocodile. Now I'm going to set this to a 1/2 inch down, and I am going to use the larger hole. So I'm going to simply hold this together. Not going to get overcomplicated here. Just going to hold this together. And I'm going to punch. Make sure this stays together. Punch a hole here. And punch a hole on the other side. About there. And now I'm just going to run some string through there. Alright, so I have 2 pieces of ribbon that are 18 inches long, and that's what I'm going to use to make the little handles on here. So I'm just going to twist this up, and push that through, twist up the other side, push it through, because I want to put the knot on the inside. And then I'm going to put a knot here in the middle so it all stays together. There we go. See how long this is. That looks perfect. Alright, so now let's do the other side. Gonna twist this up. Push it through. Push it back through the other one. So the knot is on the inside. Bring the 2 sides, the 2 ends together. Put a knot. And you want to make sure your tails are kind of the same length. Let me get this in here. Before I pull it tight, I'll check my tails. Let's see. So I want these to match. That looks pretty close. That's pretty close. Put that a little tighter. And there. Now you can, once you get these all even, you can just snip that off. And snip that off. And snip that off. There you have it. Let me not have it upside down. So I have a 4x6 gift bag that's 3 inches wide, and you could make that as wide as you needed it to be with a handle. There we go. So I hope you like this little gift bag. Here again, just using nesting dies, and this will apply to any other big die you have in your stash. So even if you had a big stamp, absolutely, you could make one like this. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up, because that is indeed how YouTube counts everything. And please consider subscribing, because there will be more layouts in the weeks to come. And until next time, stay crafty.